This is self-interference awareness procedure number 1. The knees are bent in the direction of the toes. The knees are bent in the direction of the toes. The arms are slightly twisted to the outside, the hands facing out a little bit, not much. The order in which your spine or your vertebrae are bending is of essence here. We count. 1 pulls 2, 2 pulls 3, 3 pulls 4, 4 pulls 5, 5 pulls 6, 6 pulls 7. Your head is down by its own weight. All your joints are felt. I feel my ankles, I feel my knees, I feel my hip joint, and I feel my spine bent forward by the weight of my head. Then 7 lifts 6, while the rest of the vertebra and the head are inert. 6 lifts 5, 5 lifts 4, 4 lifts 3, 3 lifts 2, and 2 lifts 1. The head hops up, lifted by the chest. What I'm not doing is this. The chest remaining down and the head lifting up. What I am doing is this. Self-interference awareness procedure 1 could be done also in 2 parts, without involving the knees first, just the torso. Make sure the knees are not locked, not like this. 1 pulls 2, 2 pulls 3, 3 pulls 4, 4 pulls 5, 5 pulls 6, 6 pulls 7. Notice that my body is swaying. All the joints are felt. They are functional. They are not locked. None of them is. And notice that the spine space is vertical and the bending forward is by the weight of the head. I'm not like this and I'm not like that. So my weight is pivoted here. My spine is pivoted to the pelvis vertically, which is the most efficient way. Now notice how my body is straightening up without involving the top part of it, the top part of the spine and the head when the bottom is opening. The bottom of the spine is opening like a fiddlehead. When I'm dropping down my head, only the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. This is order. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is order. What is this order is not necessarily visible and striking and drastic. What is disorder is when you're dropping down your head, when you're going down, things are happening here in the other vertebra. But you have to start discriminating and to control and eliminate. Now, let's do just the bottom part of the body, which is the knees, while holding, while keeping. I don't want to use the word holding. While keeping the spine vertical. So I'm bending my knees and my spine is vertical. The knees are bent over the toes and my body is swaying because my joints are free. Many of you have come to this course the way they said, get more flexibility. Well, here it is. An animal couldn't do it. An animal couldn't figure out that he is in charge of figuring out his joints are felt. Well, this is flexibility, to feel your joints. Rather than to keep exercising without being involved in any concern, just to expect the exercise by itself will take care of your flexibility. Well, here what we do, we specifically concern ourselves with what we want, rather than expecting the exercise to do that for us. I'm concerned with feeling my joints, as simple as that. I don't say relax, I don't say loosen up, I just say feel. Feel your joints. I feel my ankles, I feel my knees, I feel my pelvis, hip joint, I feel my shoulders, I feel my neck. Well, the torso goes up vertically when the knees are being bent. And now we combine again the bending of the spine with the bending of the knees and the hips. Notice how all the joints are being bent in proportionally. All of them are opening simultaneously. Imagine a jackknife. Well, jackknife has only one fold. Now here it has several folds. Imagine a jackknife with several folds, special kind of a jackknife. And imagine how all of these folds open simultaneously. When your chest is free from habitual depression, then the opening up of the jackknives brings an impulse of inhaling. So you feel how your chest is taking breath for you without you being involved in saying, now I'll take breath. I don't want you to do that. Just allow the breath to be taken and welcome this impulse and notice and eliminate your habitual suppression of this impulse. But do not say, I'm going to take breath now. This is something that you can do from time to time. Bending the knees towards your toes, like this. Self-interference awareness procedure 2. Again, when the arms go down, it's called balance arm or arm balance. When the arms go down, again, the chest, if it's allowed to do so, will take breath for you. The common fault here is that after I tell the students that the body is supposed to recline backwards by the weight of the arms, students are very eager to show that the body reclines and don't wait until the arms recline the body. And when the arms go down, they're too eager to show that the body goes forward rather than to allow the body to go forward by the fact that the arms are down. Don't do anything, just wait how your body is going to move back by itself because of the new balance configuration. Keep your chest up and keep your ribs forward. This will expand your vital capacity because the usual situation is this: depression, or in some cases of hyperactivity, straight and rigid and jerky. This is just as bad. Self-interference awareness procedure 3. But before I go to it, I must here tell you about what in your assignments is mentioned very often. The principal concerns or the principles. These first two self-interference awareness procedures should be performed with the concerns or the principles in mind. What were the principles and the concerns? Even distribution of the weight over the 6 points of contact with our body heads, 3 on each foot, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 on the other foot. This will help you become aware of the twist, natural twist of right-handed people towards the left and left-handed people towards the right. Principal concern 1 is recall the true primary movement. True primary movement is imaginary direction forward and up of your skull in relation to your spine. And this, without doing anything, promotes separation of the skull from the vertebra of the neck, which commonly is needed because there is a habitual shortening which is detrimental in more than one aspect and which is very hard to grasp as an important thing because nobody has told us about it. I suggest that you find books on the Alexander technique which will tell you more about it. So all the other concerns, even distribution of the weight on your feet, and seaweed underwater, which promotes feeling all the joints. Seaweed underwater. This is outwardly and exaggerated feel. What I mean is something that you not necessarily notice. You don't see it, but you feel it. Now I have the same palpitation of my body, but you don't see it. but there is a very minute checking and feeling. If my ankles are free, my knees are free, my pelvis is free, my neck is free, my shoulders are free, and so on. This is seaweed underwater, which is connected with the two centers of gravity, free rapport in movement and rest. One of the centers of gravity is between your ears, the other is inside your pelvis. These two centers of gravity, commonly with advancing age, and in many cases from early age, tend to be sort of joined or fused together without having a free rapport one with the other. Now you would see, imagine that my body doesn't exist as such, and imagine just 2 points, one in the middle of the head and the other in the middle of the pelvis, and imagine the rapport of these 2 points in space. At any time, they're joined with a what? With a flexible connection rather than with a 2x4.